Hello.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wulff Den Live, episode 57, where we once again play How Long Can We Keep Bob from talking about Nintendo in the episode.
And you can't.
My record is 11 minutes.
11 minutes?
11 minutes.
11 minutes until...
11 minutes until you start talking about Nintendo.
How long has this game been going on?
It's secretly been going on for a while, and every time you put Nintendo in the title description, that's when I try to play my game.
You know, here's the thing.
This doesn't count, by the way. This is just the intro banter.
Here's the thing. I'm not, like... People, they want to see the Nintendo stuff.
I know, I get that.
That's the problem.
My concern is one of variety. I would like...
I completely understand.
Yeah.
And that's why I put up an Overwatch video this week. And guess what? Nobody watched it. So, but that's why I put up Switch videos.
People love Overwatch.
I know. Just, our people want to hear me yell about the Nintendo Switch.
Right. And we will. But after we get through a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm going to do my best to try and go the whole show without you talking about Nintendo.
Well, no, because it's going to be the title. I got to put it in, unless it's something more important. Do you think there's something more important?
There's late breaking news that I think is very important that I think we should talk about. But
can I see it? Can I see his late breaking news?
Yeah.
Because whatever we title the video, it's got to be top of the docket. No. That's after, though, because I have a lot to say about that. Hello,
everybody. Hello, Fred Bushi, Melvin Cabrera, Fanatics 4, Adam Cohen, Ignite Vigilante,
MG,
Aten Hut, MG13,
MDB, Atten. Did you say Atten?
I think I said Atten. Common Boy.
Fred says personally, IDGAF about the Switch. I call bullshit on that.
Melvin Cabrera, first time in the show. What's up? How's it going?
Hello, welcome. Everybody welcome him
Everybody
now
welcome.
And sodomize him.
Don't do that.
Muhammad says, we just want to hear Bob yell in general, and I appreciate that.
Oh, you will hear him yell.
Then I'll talk about something completely irrelevant, like, I don't know, different drum tones. I don't know. Will,
yes,
that
Bob.
is a new mug.
This is a new mug. My fiance picked this up for me when she was in Disney World. It is a Tatooine mug.
That is a nice mug. I can't wait to use it.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be... Hopefully, I'll be moving out soon, so I'll take it with me. You'll have to go to Disney World and get it yourself.
Also, thank you, Kevin, for subscribing to us 10 minutes ago. Before we started. I got to remember we have that thing to see when people subscribe. Well, right off the bat, it is the beginning of the month. So you know what that means.
It is.
Do you know what that means?
It is our monthly public service announcement where we remind you all watching that you have new PlayStation Plus and Xbox games with Gold games that are free with your subscriptions that you should go and you should get and you should play them because this is a good thing to have and you should always have games on hand.
And I want to say that this month is looking pretty damn good.
Yep. All right.
So we got PlayStation up. Well, yeah, PlayStation up first.
So for Sony, again, if you have PS Plus, they are giving these games away for free from the first Tuesday in February to the end of the month. On PlayStation 4, you have Little Big Planet 3 and Not a Hero.
Little Big Planet 3.
I've heard it's weird because I heard mixed things about Little Big Planet 3. I heard it got better because when it released, it was buggy and stuff. I heard it got better.
Okay.
Not a Hero, I don't know much about.
Not a Hero is fantastic.
Yes.
It's a great game.
Okay.
And it's awesome that it's free. That's a Devolver Digital title.
Oh, yeah.
It's great. Awesome. Also, Star Wall.
I was going to say, on PlayStation 3, you have Star Wall, which is cross-buy on PS4.
Star Wall is also fantastic.
And
only if you have friends to play it with, though.
And Anna's Extended Edition. Excuse me. Anna Extended Edition. I've heard of Anna. I don't remember what it is.
I don't remember. Oh, that was the worst game of all time, I think.
Was it?
From, I think... Hold on, let me Google it.
I thought that was Amy.
Oh, maybe that is Amy.
Because I know
PlayStation 3.
Yeah, because I remember the horror game Amy, where you had to
I'm thinking of Amy.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm thinking of Amy.
Amy, you have to drag around a little kid who, is sick or whatever, and it was terrible.
Well, this is Anna here on the screen right now.
Okay.
This also looks like a horror game.
Okay.
But only a little bit. Oh, there's a butt. Let's look at this butt.
Yeah, that's
this is Tekken.
right.
This is Tekken Anna. We don't care about that. All right.
Okay.
So what else do we got for PlayStation?
And then on PlayStation Vita, both of these games are cross-buy with PS4. Ninja Senki DX and Torque L.
I love me some cross-buy with PS4.
Yeah.
Let's see this Ninja.
It's
I
interesting
like me
that
a good Ninja game.
Little Big Planet 3 also came out on PlayStation 3, but that's not cross-buy.
That's interesting.
That
I
is
guess
very
they're like two different games then.
Maybe, but like the big thing with Little Big Planet is all your stuff like carries over and goes back and forth.
Something just made it. Oh, Mohammed donated $20. Look
Oh
at that.
wow, thank you.
This Ninja Decky, this Ninja Senki.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Vita?
Yes.
I am gonna need to get this.
Oh,
Look
that
at
looks like the perfect Vita game.
This looks like the perfect Vita game.
I
I'm
better
excited for that.
renew my subscription for that.
Let me see if I can read his thing. You can go on to
all right.
Xbox.
Over on the other side, we got the February games for Xbox Live, Games with Gold. These are staggered releases. On Xbox One, from February 1st to the 28th, so all month long, you get Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time, which we played, and it's pretty fun.
That is a great game.
From February 16th to March 15th, you get Project Cars, which was a Kickstarter game and was a very big deal. Like the whole thing, like it's the most super detailed, super realistic cars like racing game ever, and it was okay. So they're giving it away for free. Then over on Xbox 360, which again you can play on your Xbox One through backwards compatibility. For the first half of the month, you get The Secrets of Monkey Island 2, which is cool because we got the first one not too long ago. And for the second half of the month, you get The Force Unleashed, the first one.
Which is a fun game.
Yes.
Definitely worth free.
The Force Unleashed is, I don't want to say it's underrated, but people forget that not only is that a good game, it's a really good story.
It was a solid C+ when it came out.
I would go as far as say like a B. B+.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd say C+, B-, like around there.
Yeah.
79, 78%, I would say. It's definitely good. It's worth screwing around in, for sure.
I honestly think that was one of the better stories of the extended universe, the old expanded universe, because it shows you things that like you didn't normally see, and like it made sense.
But don't play the second one.
No, the second one is trash.
End it with the first one. The second one kind of ruins the story.
The first one actually ends very well. It's like got a really good ending. And
definitive.
And the second one just takes a crap on it. But who cares? It's all non-canon.
Yes.
A lot of the stuff that gets set up in that actually turned into Rogue One. So.
And that's it for the Xbox stuff, right? Okay. I wanted to say that if you want, my favorite games from this are Not a Hero from PlayStation and Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time from Xbox.
Yeah.
If you want to see those, we have Let's Plays up. Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. We
did
played
Let's Play
September of 2015.
Wow.
This is us playing it right here.
I don't even remember that.
You don't remember us playing it?
Well,
we did it live.
I remember playing it. I don't remember it like it was that. I was surprised it was that long ago.
2 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
And Not a Hero, I played by myself in half Not a Hero / Rocket League playthrough, which was also awesome. So you can watch that both on our channel and the playlist for, what is this? Gameplay live stream playlist.
Okay.
So check those out. Now I can read Muhammad's tweet or donation. Muhammad donated $20 and said, "You guys are awesome. I now watch way more YouTube because of you."
Aw. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you. We will put that money towards Will's new mug collection.
Yes.
There you go. How about some of that? Did I switch the scene back? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we move on,
yes,
I just wanted to point something out. Yesterday, do you know what yesterday was?
January 31st.
Yes. Do you know what happened on January 31st? Now that you just looked at my monitor.
I actually, something about stars, but
okay. Yesterday is the 20th anniversary of the release of the Star Wars Special Edition.
The VHS collection?
When it released in theaters.
Oh, ooh, that was a big time for us.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the 20-year?
20-year anniversary of the Special Edition.
And I was 7 when that came out?
And the Special Edition is the 20th anniversary of the original movie. So we're 40 year. This is the 40th anniversary of Star Wars, and it's the 20th anniversary of the Special Edition. Yeah. Then they did
weird.
They did Empire in February and Jedi in March. They just got them out of the way.
That's super weird.
I just wanted to touch upon it because it's really fascinating, that it's been 20 years since the special editions came out and became Star Wars. A lot of people, ourselves included, hate most of the changes that happened in the special edition, but like for an entire generation, and us included, like that was Star Wars for us. A lot of the changes in the special edition I didn't even realize were changes until much later, because that was the first time I saw it in the movie theaters. So, and that's the first time you see Star Wars is in the movie theaters, not like watching it on TV.
I have a fond memory of seeing Empire Strikes Back in the theater, first of all.
Yeah.
But I have a fond memory of mostly seeing the original trilogy on Channel 11.
Yes.
WB.
Yeah.
At our grandma's house.
Yes.
Was that the special edition?
No, that was the original version.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Because then we also ended up getting the VHS.
Yes.
Wait, when did that come out?
Later in the year.
The gold.
Yeah, that was like a holiday of that year.
Okay.
Because VHS took a long time to put out on.
Because I was 7 when that happened.
Yeah.
So that was my introduction. Well, no, it must have been before that because we saw it on the WB.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we had seen Star Wars on television.
Right.
And like we liked it. Then we saw it in theaters, and then that was a whole different experience.
That's why I don't have a fond memory of watching like Star Wars for the first time, because I just kind of grew up with it.
Yeah, exactly.
You were 2 years older than me,
right? And I remember
watching. Do you remember like your first time watching Star Wars?
I don't remember my first time. I remember like always being on television, but I do remember seeing it in theaters. I do remember seeing Star Wars and Empire. We didn't see Jedi, but we saw Star Wars and Empire in theaters. And I remember seeing both of them and just thinking like this is the greatest movie of all time. Guys, you got to see this movie. And everyone's like, no, that's stupid. Star Wars is stupid. You know what's cool? Titanic.
When did Titanic? That was
97.
97.
Yeah. So those people can kiss my butt. So yeah, I just thought it was interesting that it is now the 20th anniversary of the special edition of Star Wars. Because believe it or not, that introduced like a whole second wave of Star Wars fandom into greater popular culture. And love it or hate it, it did a lot for the franchise and for, fandom as a whole.
I remember at the time I didn't mind.
Yeah, no, me
any
neither.
of the changes.
It was only like when I got older and
I will say there were some that I was like, that's not normal.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I was fine with it.
Yeah, it wasn't until I got older and I started to know more about like what the original actually was, and the whole Han shot first controversy and things like that.
MG13 says, my parents sold the VHS Star Wars classics at the garage sale for about $5. Oh God. Ooh. Before I realized the changes that were made. I'm so happy. Oh. Also, I realized that the donation sound didn't go off because I always turn the system sounds off on the stream. So let me know if anything sounds weird now.
Okay.
But it should be fine. Like if we sound doubled, that shouldn't happen. But anyway.
All right. Moving on.
Moving on to make sure that Bob doesn't talk about the big N.
Okay. Well, we got more important things to talk about. We got Batman to talk about.
All right.
Ben Affleck is not directing the solo Batman movie. It was announced recently that him and Warner Brothers have come to an understanding. A quote from Ben Affleck per Variety Report: "There are certain characters who hold a special place in the hearts of millions. Performing this role demands focus, passion, and the very best performance I can give. It has become clear that I cannot do both jobs to the level they require. Together with the studio, I have decided to find a partner in a director who will collaborate with me on this massive film. I am still in this, and we are making it, but we are currently looking for a director. I remain extremely committed to this project and look forward to bringing this to life for fans around the world." He's still starring in it. He's still writing it with Jeff Johns, although now it's been reported that Chris Terrio, his screenwriting partner on Argo, and who did rewrites for BVS and Justice League, is now also rewriting the Batman. And he's still a producer on it. So, okay. This is a big deal for a number of reasons. Ben Affleck, for all his faults, is a very accomplished filmmaker. He's done 4 films. He's directed 4 films. 3 of those have been critical darlings and like very popular, and Argo won them like 3 Oscars, and Chris Terrio an Oscar as well. You also have Gone Baby Gone, which was fantastic. You have The Town, which people say is his masterpiece. There was Live by Night, which just came out, which didn't do very well critically or financially, but we'll get into that. So there was a lot of excitement that he could bring a level of like gravitas and, more importantly, respectability to a franchise that is severely lacking in it right now. I understand he's been very like wishy-washy on the whole thing, and it was more than just like him being cagey. Oh, I can't talk about it, NDAs and all that stuff. It was a lot of like you can tell he seemed unsure about it. And I get what he's saying. Like he was trying to find like a balance, because not only does he have to act in it, but direct in it in full costume. Like that can be hard to do.
That would be insane, yeah.
But like there have been a lot of talk about how after Batman vs Superman came out, like, and the reaction it got, he was devastated by it. Like he was thoroughly embarrassed. His big concern was that people are going to see this movie and compare it to Daredevil, which he was also in, which didn't do so well.
But the thing is that people liked him in Batman vs.
Yeah,
Superman.
he wasn't the problem. It was everything else in that movie was the problem. He addressed it. He attributed it to everybody saying that the tone was off, which it was, but there was so much more wrong with that movie than just the tone. Now, yeah, so he was very much devastated, like, and embarrassed by the reception it got. And if you ask me, I think that's why Live by Night suffered, because he was focusing so much of his attention on that and the reaction to that he couldn't focus on making
He was
Live
very
by
stressed
Night.
out, and he wanted people to really like Live by Night.
Yeah, because like Kimmel asked him how Batman's going, and he's like, I spent like a year trying to do Live by Night. You don't ask me about that. Everyone wants to know is like, how's Batman coming? And he was, every time like people would ask him, be like, yeah, well, there's no script, and if it's not good, I'm not gonna direct it. So I guess it wasn't good. I guess that's why they had to bring Chris Terrio in to fix it.
So who do you think is going to direct? Or who would you want to see direct? Because I was pretty amped to see Ben Affleck direct.
Yeah, like that would have been a good choice.
But I completely understand that is a lot of work and a lot of stress, and he would get all of the blame.
Yeah. According to Deadline, there's already like a hunt for a director going. One of them being Matt Reeves, who's currently directing the Planet of the Apes movies. That would be an excellent choice, because in addition to Planet of the Apes, he also did the remake of Let the Right One In, Let Me In, which is very good. And he did Cloverfield, which I don't like as much as everybody else, but you know what? It had moxie.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was good, but if that was done traditionally, like not handheld, nobody would care.
Right, you're right.
Absolutely,
you're
nobody
absolutely
would care.
Right. It was kind of gimmicky. It
Yeah.
didn't really have a point to it. Like there was no, I didn't feel like an ending.
Yeah.
But it was a good little, like, it was a cool idea.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've heard a rumor, like I'm pretty sure this was debunked, but now he left directing. There was a rumor that he might actually leave the role completely, which would suck.
I think that's an exaggeration.
Yeah,
I
because
think that's people just taking it to another level.
Yeah, because he's 3 movies. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he's that like embarrassed by what Batman vs Superman and also Suicide Squad, which he was in, is a problem. But now he's going to be in Justice League. There's rumor that he might actually have a cameo in Wonder Woman at the end or whatever. So I mean, it's too late. He's like, neck deep in there. So if he left, that would be like devastating to the entire franchise as a whole. It might be good. It might give them a chance to cast younger, which they should have done in the first place. But I would want to see Ben Affleck in a good Batman movie without the stupid voice modulator thing he has on, and just do the role like that we know he can do, like that we know he's capable of. And yeah, maybe he needs to like not direct it. Maybe he needs to like take a long break from this franchise and do something else and like clear his head and his thoughts.
I think it's important that he has a big role in the production, though.
Yeah, I
in
think
the development
so.
of the movie, not just the acting.
Well, this is. Well,
I'm sure he will be.
Yeah,
I'm sure he will have that because he's writing it. He's co-writing.
He's co-writing it. Yeah. But this leads to a bigger problem because, a lot of the talk when it comes to DC films have been behind the scenes problems. The Flash currently has no director. It's getting rewrites and it's now delayed till whatever. There was all the talk about, there might be problems on the Wonder Woman set. Justice League went through rewrites. Suicide Squad was chopped up ad infinitum. They don't have they have a list of movies that are coming out eventually, but there's no clear direction or strategy. Mm-hmm. Half of them don't even have scripts. They just have titles. Aquaman seems to be swimming along fine, no pun intended. They just cast Black Manta. I didn't mean to. I honestly did not mean to.
Believe you
I honestly did not mean to do that. I'm very sorry. I'm truly sorry. Aquaman cast Black Manta, and Nicole Kidman is going to play his mom, which is cool. But other than that, we got Wonder Woman and Justice League coming out this year, and if they're not good,
Wonder Woman is not going to be good.
It better be.
Ink Knight Vigilante or In Night Vigilante says Zack Snyder should direct the new Batman film. ... Smiley face.
Can we ban him for that?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm on it. AJ says let Martha direct.
Why did you say that name?
What did you say? Gilbert says, are we talking about the greatest movie of all time, Batman vs. Superman?
Fred Bouchy says, let Scott Snyder write it.
Yep.
I'd be okay with that as long as he can rein his more cartoony elements in, because All-Star Batman is very cartoony.
MDB's calling you out and says you absolutely intended that pun.
I did not. MDB, I swear I did not. I'm so sorry.
So you're a liar, is what you're saying.
I'm so sorry.
Fred says, let ... Nintendo direct. Speaking of Nintendo! God damn it.
24 minutes. 24 minutes.
Let's go. Let's get over here to my document here. This TechCrunch article right here. Nintendo reports 569 million profit as Pokemon game sales get off to a good start.
That's.
Now, I should have read this before. Oh, no, I picked this one because it was a short article. Nintendo only takes a fraction of the revenue from Pokemon Go, the smash hit game of 2016, but its popularity has recently boosted its own Pokemon game as evidenced by the company's latest financial report. This is, of course, for the fiscal year, the fiscal quarter, third quarter of 2016?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's from then until now.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Nintendo reported a 64.7 billion yen at $569 million profit on revenue of $1.5 billion. That's a return to the black following a 57.1 million loss in the previous quarter. Revenue was down 22% year on year, but Nintendo beat analysts' expectations, and it has raised expected profit for its annual financial report due in May to $791 million from $440 million. So that's a pretty big jump. Mm-hmm. That's a couple hundred millions of dollars. The firm spotlighted its Pokemon Sun and Moon titles. Wait a second, I'm having a flashback.
Okay.
Because remember last time I did one of these earnings reports? And it was for the wrong quarter?
Yes. Are you doing it again?
No, this was posted yesterday.
Okay.
Because I was like, wait a second. Pokemon came out a while ago, but no, it was in the right quarter. We're in the right quarter. Because in the second quarter of 2016... Wait, no, is this the third quarter or is this the fourth quarter?
I don't know. I don't know what the quarters are.
Well, anyway, in the quarter before this, Pokemon made a lot of money off of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah.
Because of Pokemon Go.
Right.
So I was having flashbacks of that. But that's not the case. This is the new quarter. This is the last quarter that just happened. The firm spotlighted its Pokemon Sun and Moon titles for the 3DS, which it said have clocked a combined 14.69 million in sales since launch in November. Super Mario Maker was top release, which I still have yet to get, even though I was the biggest, advocate for
would
it
it
on
still
the
be
3DS.
worth it though if it doesn't have sharing?
That's really annoying.
Yeah.
People have figured out a way to do it,
Really?
which is weird. Yeah, I don't understand how it works, but I also think they're gonna update it to fix that.
I hope so.
But I want that thing on the Switch. Give me that.
Yeah.
Give me that on the Switch. Now I basically made Nintendo put it on 3DS. I will take all the credit for that.
Okay.
Now it's not good enough. I want it on the Switch. Or I want that backwards compatibility. Mario Maker was top release, surpassing the 1 million mark during the recent quarter. That, in turn, drove hardware sales, Nintendo said, particularly overseas. I doubt that. I think that was all Pokemon. Nintendo 3DS sales came in at 6.45 million, up 10% year on year. Yeah, the 3DS did crazy because of Pokemon.
Right.
With the number of titles sold jumping 20% to hit 46.78 million. That's a lot of millions.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo also released its much-anticipated first Mario game for mobile in December. Mario Run for iOS racked up a record 40 million downloads in its first 4 days, but Nintendo didn't give any further insight into how the game has done since then, or how much money it has grossed. The game will land on Android in March, so perhaps we'll get more color in the next quarter. I don't think they're going to release the profits that it made, because I don't think it did as good as Pokemon Go, because it doesn't have microtransactions.
Yeah.
It's got one big microtransaction. It's got one big macro transaction.
It's got one purchase.
One purchase.
One purchase.
Another title, Fire Emblem Heroes, will be Android first when it drops on February 2nd. Oh, that's tomorrow.
Ooh.
Android, though.
So I see they switched it. That's how you have to do it when you talk about Nintendo.
I'm going to murder you.
That was intentional. But
a third title, Animal Crossing, has been delayed. That's going to be a
Yes.
big one. I do want to try the Fire Emblem, though. Also coming is the Switch, Nintendo's next flagship console, and that likely contributed to falling Wii U sales. Nintendo did say that the console's performance conformed to our expectations, with 0.79 million units sold in the last quarter. That is very not good.
Yeah.
That's down 75% year on year, with game sales also down 45% to reach 12.48 million. Nintendo also said revenue from Amiibo character sales remained stable. That is not true. They're down. I heard they were totally down.
Wait, which one? Amiibo?
Amiibo.
Yes, they're down, and
Yeah,
they're
they said
shipping.
it's stable.
Well, they're shipping.
I think it's as expected.
It's stable, but like they shipped a lot less.
You got it right there.
Yeah. Last year they shipped about 20.5 million units. This year they shipped 6.5.
There's a significant difference.
Yeah.
I think they were just expecting it not to do as good, because it's not freaking Smash Brothers amiibos. It's these garbage amiibos.
The Animal Crossing amiibos, which they flooded the market with.
Somebody was comparing it to Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Because they're peripherals.
Yeah.
And they're just plastic. Generally, revenue from digital was unchanged over the past year. There's a typo in this. Due to the relatively fewer offerings of downloadable content on offer. Speaking of amiibos, I've been wanting to get rid of these.
Really?
Yeah, I want to do something with our
set.
This needs to change. These amiibos, this is like 2 years old now.
It's true.
It's a little much.
Yeah.
Gonna open them all up and break them.
You.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, well, why you open them up? It's stupid. And keep them in the box. I'm gonna open them all up and.
Shut up. Not on mention here is that the Nintendo Switch has extraordinary pre-orders.
Yes.
They are anticipating a lot. I think like 2 million in the first week or something, which is crazy for Nintendo. So they made a lot of money in Switch pre-orders, which doesn't mean anything yet.
Yeah.
But it will. They're going to make a lot of money. Speaking of which, let's see how my Nintendo stock is. Because this was a good day for Nintendo, saying that they're doing well.
Seems like it.
And it's down even more today.
Wow.
Because nobody has any brains.
Yeah, I don't get that.
The stock market makes no goddamn sense. Actually, it's up today, but it's down like for the week, pretty much.
Yeah.
It was down, way down yesterday. Oh no, that was a year ago. Oops. Yeah, no, where was that a year? What? How come No, that was yesterday. Yes, yesterday it was way down. Today it's up a little bit, but it's still way down from when I bought it. Comboy asks us to make a One Piece wall.
Yeah, okay.
So all in all, Nintendo's doing pretty good.
They're doing okay.
Because of Pokemon.
They're in a very transitional period right now. They canceled that Project Giant Robot game that everybody. You didn't hear about that?
No.
There was for the Wii U there was like a Project Giant Robot game, and they just canceled it. Miyamoto was like playing it at an E3, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is a game where you play Big Robot." They canceled that. They've officially ended production of the Wii U.
That I was going to say. Well, globally now.
Globally, yeah.
Yeah. Japan was the last to go. Is that what that means?
I think Japan is the first, and then everyone else is going to follow suit.
So yeah, they've ended production. The last Wii U game is going to be Breath of the Wild, which is pretty crazy. I wonder how well that's going to sell on Wii U.
Well, the last official, probably less. Because who's gonna, keep? I don't think they're gonna make Just Dance 2018 or whatever for.
Is 2017 going on Wii U?
I don't know what they're up to. I don't know if it's like Madden where they do the next year.
Well, that's a launch title for the Switch also.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean,
Breath of the Wild is the last Wii U game.
Right. Last one that matters anyway.
They also say that they're going to continue to support the 3DS for at least this year.
Yes.
Or they said for the foreseeable future, but there are like a decent amount of games coming out for the 3DS this year, which I was not expecting.
Nintendo promises 100 games are now in development for the Switch.
That is so many.
Yeah.
But they also said this with the Wii U.
Apparently, the price of their online service is going to be cheaper than Xbox Live and PSN.
That'd be great.
According to this report,
it doesn't offer as much.
According to this report, it will cost between 2,000 and 3,000 yen per year, which is about $17 to $26.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
It'll probably be 30.
Yeah.
That would be great. Or 40.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be 30 or 40 because they'll upcharge us.
Yeah.
It better come with, I mean, we're going to get a free game every month, but
right.
It's only for the month.
Yeah.
So we don't get to keep it. And they better damn well be good games.
Yeah.
And they better I would love some sort of Netflix style service where we get to play virtual console games.
I don't think they would give us that because Nintendo is Nintendo and they just like to do things their own way.
Yeah.
And by that I mean make you pay for the same game 100 times.
I know, and I will buy Mega Man X again on my Switch, like an asshole.
There's another I thought I want to talk about, but I guess I don't. So you can keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, here Wii U models discontinued in Japan. That's what it was.
Okay. Yeah, that was yesterday.
Yeah.
So Wii U is dead.
Yes.
Long live the Wii. No, not long live the Wii U. The Wii U was not a good idea. It had some great games on it.
Mm-hmm.
The console itself was flawed in many ways. The gamepad should have been. It should have been the Switch. They should have just skipped the Wii U.
Yeah.
Also considering the Wii was so successful.
Yeah.
Green Squad asks, is that an original villager? Can't tell from here. It sure is. Is it American?
Is it an original villager?
Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't it be?
Because I know they re-released it and you could tell because the hair is shorter.
Oh. I honestly don't remember. I don't remember. Huh. I'm pretty sure it's an original.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Some of these, see how this is Habitant?
Yeah.
These don't, some like Samus and this have like a subtitle. Some of these don't.
Oh, maybe that's not an original because Samus was a later release.
Oh, might not be original.
Oh.
Yeah, Wii Fit Trainer has it too. Oh no, that's French. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah,
no, that's a different language.
Yeah.
Those are different. Oh, that might not be American.
That might be it.
That's what it is. It's
Yeah.
probably like Canadian or something. It says Habitant and Aldino. I just do this.
If you speak those languages, let us know.
Yeah, let me know what type this is, or will it say it?
Probably. Box might. Let me see.
It's got a UPC.
Oh yeah, they all do.
It's dusty.
It says Nintendo of America. All the fine print is English. The copyright is English.
Interesting.
No wait, what's this? PUANVL.
I'm gonna read more chat.
Okay, yeah, you do that. Here, I'll look this up.
Alejandro says, "Awesome shirt, Bob. Thank you very much. You can get your own in the link in the description. Our T Public store. It is in there." In all different styles, too. You don't have to just get the baseball tee, but I really like the baseball tee. Mohammed says, make it a snack wall, which is a great idea.
That is a great idea.
We should have snacks at the ready in this area at all times. Because this is prime snack time right now.
This is. Because there's nothing people like more than hearing two dudes chewing.
MG13 says, I don't get when people say Nintendo gets a fraction of the revenue. So what? 50-50, 25-75, 190? Are you talking about with Pokemon?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, they do get a fraction of the revenue. They own, what, a third of the Pokemon company?
Yeah.
So, no, they own a third of Pokemon Go. Oh, no, they own a third of the Pokemon company. I don't know. But, yeah, they get a fraction of the revenue. Well, I mean, they own a third of the company. That doesn't mean they necessarily get the revenue. But they get revenue for the game selling well because it's on their platform. He also said Nintendo probably won't update it. I don't know what he's referring to. They'd have to redo their box art with the online functionality included. Probably would cost a lot of money. Oh, I guess he's talking about Mario Maker. I don't know. I think they could update it with because it does have online functionality. It's just not good.
Yeah.
It's just not, it's the back of the box probably, I don't know this for sure, but it probably says online.
I think you can only share levels through local.
Yeah.
Which is dumb. So.
Yeah. I want a portable Mario Maker, and it would be best on the Switch. Just saying.
Yeah, probably.
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Let's do the, oh wait. Yes, no, let's do that. Let's do the
GameStop one?
GameStop one.
Okay. Real quick before we do that, I just want to bring up two things. Last Guardian is getting a permanent $20 price cut. And that game just came out.
I kind of want to play that.
Also, IGN does this thing where they compare PS Plus and Games with Gold games every month, and they tell you how much they currently cost and what value you're getting. The PS Plus games total are $69.94. And the Xbox games are currently $74.96 total.
Damn. Oh, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, you're getting, the PS Plus games, it's lower and you're getting more. Whereas, the Xbox One, they're higher and you're getting less.
I feel like with Games with Gold, you get more AAA stuff.
Yeah. Especially recently.
I'm going to download that Ninja Senki right now.
All right. Well, no, can you? Are they available now? Or?
Well, it's February.
Right. Yeah, give it a shot.
I don't know. I'm gonna see.
All right. While you do that, I'm going to talk about how GameStop is lying to you.
I hate that, but go on.
Okay. So, apparently, this is per an investigative report by Kotaku. There's a program within GameStop called Circle of Life, which gives each GameStop stores different percentage quotas for pre-orders, reward card subscriptions, used game sales, and game trade-ins. Each of these quotas is based on the store's total transactions. Pre-orders and reward card subscriptions are based on blah, 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 blah. Basically, GameStop corporate wants every store to hit X amount of pre-orders, X amount of rewards and subscription cards sold, X amount of used game sales, that's the big one, and X amount of game trade-ins per day. So what corporate has been telling the local stores to do, more or less, because I didn't read the article, I just blazed through it.
I read it. I can help you.
Thanks. So what they're pretty much saying to do is, if somebody comes in and wants to buy a new version of, let's say, Watch Dogs 2, the person behind the counter is to tell that customer, we don't have any new copies of Watch Dogs 2.
See that
if they do, so they can try to sell the used copy.
See, that is a misnomer because of articles like this.
Okay.
That it isn't even what is said in the article. It's just implied by the title and the general nature of the article.
All right, so
GameStop isn't telling anybody to lie to anybody. GameStop is pressuring the employees to sell more used games. And this pressure is so bad that employees are now lying to customers to get them to buy the used stuff instead of new stuff, because GameStop sees the numbers coming out of the store.
Yeah.
And if they see a lot of new sales versus a lot of used sales, they're going to say, you need to sell more used stuff.
Yeah.
And the store will take that as, I'll do it in any way necessary. So I have some insight because I worked for GameStop for many years. Our store never played along with any of this stuff.
Right.
We didn't care. We were like, that's not right. I'm not doing that. And we fought back. Like, my manager was very vocal to the district manager and anybody else that she could get her hands on that these were dumb rules, especially something like this. Because especially when there's, like, Resident Evil 7 came out.
Yeah.
So part of this article is saying that Resident Evil 7 came out and they have every store is given goals every week and every month. They have to hit a certain amount of used sales. And the numbers are always based off of some ridiculous number that they just get. Maybe it's their last year used sales. A lot of times it's the previous year's used sales for that week. This week, Resident Evil 7 came out, so the new sales are going to be up versus the used sales.
Right.
Because everybody's buying the new game. In this article, they say that some of these employees would lie and say that they don't have the game.
Yeah.
Just so that they wouldn't make the new sale, because they want their used sales to be up.
Mm-hmm.
Not only does this hurt GameStop, but it hurts the customer.
Yeah.
It hurts everybody. They just won't get yelled at.
But don't you think, like, that they shouldn't create a corporate culture where something like this is necessary?
Absolutely. There's definitely something wrong with GameStop.
Yeah.
That they focus this... I understand their used sales matter more.
Yeah.
Because they get a lot more
pure
profit.
Yeah.
But when they compare it to something like last year's used sales, like maybe last year there wasn't a big game this week.
Right.
But this year there's a big game.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be okay with having lower used sales than the previous week. You have to know that there's a reason for that. And my particular store that I worked at, when there was an issue like that, I worked there when the new systems came out. If you bought a new PS4, that's $400 of pure new sales.
Yeah.
That blows away the used sales.
Yeah.
Completely. Just that week that the PS4 came out, used sales were down like an insane amount.
Mm-hmm.
And we got yelled at, but we were like, are you kidding me? It's the PS4.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's buying PS4s and they're like, oh yeah, you're right. Like, they have to just understand that stuff like that happens. And the employees have to do the right thing, and they should be trained to do the right thing. They shouldn't be trained to lie to the customer. Well, that's kind of their fault.
Well, at the same time,
you have to have a brain.
Right, you have to have a brain, but at the same time, this is their job.
Right.
Like, I understand, like, doing what you can to keep your job. Not everybody works with a manager or a store supervisor who can fight back and can fight for them.
That's very true.
A lot of people are stuck in situations where they have to do this stuff and they know it's wrong. Which is why, like, an article like this, regardless of what you think of it, is good, so that it lets people know, what's going on.
I will say, I know people who lied to customers a lot. Like, I know a decent amount, way too many people that worked at GameStop and other stores that would lie to people to get them to buy used stuff. I never did that. Mm-hmm. My manager never did that. Or I'm sure she's lied to customers before, but not in a way that would benefit her store like this. Like, not to hurt them to benefit the store.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like
mean,
that's a little much.
There's because I worked in retail too, and I would lie to customers too. But like, there's a difference between like lying to customers because they're an asshole or because you don't want to upset them,
Right.
and then there's lying to a customer because you're afraid to lose your job.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just GameStop is guilty of creating a culture that would enable something like this to happen.
Yes.
It is not true to say that GameStop is encouraging employees to lie to customers.
Maybe it's not fair, but at the same time, like, this is like it's because of their practices that people are forced to do that.
You're correct. I'm just saying that there's an extra step in there.
Right.
It's not a direct, hey, if you have the new version, tell them you don't have it.
Right.
It's not as clear cut as that, because that's what this is kind of implying.
But what it basically is if you have the new version, you can sell the new version, but we highly suggest you don't. And there's a guy standing behind him with a baseball bat doing this.
What's even weirder, and this article actually has this in there.
Yeah.
Sometimes there'll be sales on the new product.
Yeah.
Like a new copy of Grand Theft Auto 5.
This specifically says Watch Dogs 2 is currently on sale new for $30, but the pre-owned is $55.
Yes. So people will lie and say they only have the used version.
Right.
Or even in the computer, if you scan the new version, it'll say, hey, we have it used. And it'll tell you the price. It'll say it's $45 or whatever it says. 55, whatever. And you're supposed to ask the customer, hey, would you rather have it new for used for $55?
Yeah.
And obviously no, but that's just like, you just have to think. Like I was fortunate enough to have a cool manager, and I always tried to help the customer out because that's just what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a nice guy.
Yeah.
So if I saw something like that, I would turn it off and I'd be like, no, I'm not gonna tell them to get the used version. That's stupid. So
according to this article, GameStop staff, corporate managers are monitoring both stores and individual employees, asking everyone to get the Circle of Life score to at least 75% by hitting at least 3 of the 4 quotas. If a store is hitting their targets, but one salesperson isn't, that salesperson may face punishment or even lose their job.
That is an over-exaggeration, but that is true to an extent.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know the current climate of GameStop.
Yeah.
But in my day, they were targeting, like, everybody got their own score. Like, I got a score per day, how many reserves I got, how many Game Informer subscriptions I sold, because if you get a Game Informer subscription, you also get 10% off of the used games. So that's to imply that you're going to buy more, or to encourage more used sales. So I had to have a certain amount of reserves per day. I had to have a certain amount of Game Informers sold per day or renewed, and the used sales.
Right.
So I was scored on all of that. I was fortunate enough that my store was insanely slow, so sometimes there would just be no people.
Right.
But it was my job as an employee to gauge what type of customer was coming in. If it was somebody that I knew, or somebody that was like, hey, when's the new Resident Evil come out? I'd be like, oh, comes out in March. If you pre-order it right now, you'll get all of these bonuses. Like, but if they weren't asking that, if it was some mom that came in and was like, just give me Pokemon, I wouldn't be like, do you want to also reserve Resident Evil 7? Like, no, you don't do that.
There are ways to do things and ways not to do things, and clearly it looks like they're doing things the wrong way over at GameStop.
Yes.
Hopefully
they often do.
Right. But hopefully, like, things like this, and if more like news of this stuff spreads, then that will be incentive to like change, their mentality.
Hopefully they'll stop selling games and just sell their toys now that they're also ThinkGeek.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was them future-proofing themselves from like the digital, onslaught that's going to come. But, in the meantime, their games practice is still pretty crappy.
Yeah.
So
I was at GameStop in the city by my old job. I bought, I think it was Uncharted 4. I think it was Uncharted 4. I bought it, and then the guy was like, hey, do you want the collector's edition? And I was like, yeah, okay, you upsold me. I do want the collector's edition. So it was the one, but I don't know. It was like the mid-tier one.
Yeah.
Because I wanted the art book. I was like, is there an art book in there? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, I want that. So he's upsold me on that. Then he was like, "Do you have an Xbox One?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Oh, well, right now, if you get an Xbox One, blah, you want that?" And then he started started like ringing it up, and I was like, "No." And then he like kept selling me on it. He's like, "If you get it right now, maybe you'll get Uncharted for free because we have the special promotion." I was like, "Relax." And then my card was it needs to be renewed, and he's like, "Oh, in a month your card's gonna be up. Do you want to renew it now? Because then you get all this stuff." I was like, I said I used to work at GameStop. I don't want to renew it. I know all of these things. I know everything that you're doing. I don't want to renew it. I was like, okay. And then he rang it up and he's like, "Do you want to reserve anything? Like Resident Evil 7, blah, blah." I'm like, "I just told you, I know this whole deal. You upsold me on the one thing. Good on you. But that was something that I actually wanted. So you need to relax."
I remember, I don't know why I remember the day I bought Resident Evil 4.
That's what it is. AJ says, "Do you want to insure this for $3 more?"
Yeah,
because you can insure.
Yeah,
and that was another thing.
Best Buy does the same thing.
GPGs they were called.
Yeah,
game protection something.
Yeah,
I do not want to do that. Yeah, I'm not a child. I put my games back in the case.
Best Buy does the same thing. I don't know.
Also, they're insured for 1 month.
Yeah,
no matter what. So don't buy that. That's a scam unless you destroy discs or have kids.
I don't know why I remember the day I bought Resident Evil 4 back in like 2005, but like I went to Best Buy. They didn't have it for some reason because they said it wasn't in. Bullshit. So I went to the GameStop that was across the street, and I can see like behind the glass there was like Resident Evil 4s, and I asked the guy like, "Hey, can I get Resident Evil 4s?" Like, "Did you pre-order it?" I'm like, "No." "Oh, well then I don't know if I can give it to you. Like, I don't know if they have enough for you because it's only for pre-orders." Stacks. Just stacks. And
wait, where was this?
GameStop. This was in Levittown across from, and this is like 12 years ago. And like, you know, he's like, "All right, well, do you want the regular or do you want the special edition?" I'm like, "Ooh, I think I might want the special edition." "All right, I don't know if I have enough." And stacks.
So why'd you ask?
I know. He's just being an asshole to me.
There are some GameStop employees that totally don't help the stereotype.
Yeah. Like, there's you know, I understand like trying to like, oh, if you pre-order whatever, but like this guy was clearly a douchebag.
Yeah.
Like he was just a giant asshole.
But,
so
and did they have it or did they not have it?
Well, I have it. I own it. I bought it that day.
When you got it, did he also try to get you to pre-order something else because you didn't pre-order that? Like, do you want to pre-order this because then you'll insure yourself a copy?
No, he didn't do that.
That's a common tactic.
To
make you feel bad for not pre-ordering it.
He probably asked me if I wanted to pre-order something, and I said no.
Yeah,
because I knew
because
that I knew like
the whole
always.
Make you feel bad for not pre-ordering it so that you'll pre-order something else. That's a tactic.
Yeah,
that I'm guilty of, but usually it's not like that.
Yeah,
like GameStop. This is another bad thing GameStop does. They encourage their employees to sell through their pre-orders. So if they have stacks of a game like that, like Resident Evil 4, if you didn't pre-order it, they would sell through anyway. Even if they only had enough of the pre-orders, they would sell through.
Yeah.
So pre-ordering a game doesn't mean anything because GameStop is encouraging them. So that is a lie, I guess. GameStop is encouraging them to sell through the ones that they're holding for people.
Right.
My store didn't do that. We thought that was dumb because if you pre-ordered it, you should be insured a copy for at least 48 hours because that's what it says in the receipt. So what I'm trying to say is go to the GameStop in Hicksville, New York. Because that is the good one.
Yes. Or Amazon.
Because you save $5 if you pre-order the game. So, but you don't get it right away.
Oh, God forbid.
If you go to the GameStop in Hicksville, New York, you say hi to Stephanie. What were we talking about? GameStop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Again, the only reason why you should get a subscription on a game, not a subscription, an insurance on a game.
Yeah.
Something like whenever there are people who buy Call of Duty every year and only Call of Duty, or Madden and only Madden, or Grand Theft Auto and only Grand Theft Auto. Those are the games that I would suggest insurance on because those people are only playing that game for like a year and just that. And they're usually like kids.
Yeah.
Those I would suggest insurance on. And a lot of times they'd be like, oh yeah, because he's going to break it. And then I have to come back here and get another one.
Yeah.
So
I was reading some article. A guy found his kid put a DS cart into his PS4.
I did see that.
Yeah.
That was a Kotaku employee.
Yes. So that's why you get insurance if you have kids and you
Yes.
don't know how to raise them right.
Or pets, and you leave things everywhere,
Yeah.
which is kind of your fault.
Yeah.
Mohammed asks me, what's the worst thing you've done as a GameStop employee?
Killed a man.
Yes. What is the worst thing I've done as a GameStop employee? I watched a man who was my assistant manager at the time.
Kill a man.
Kill a man. He was hanging out with his friends, and one of them was drinking in the store. And I was not of any authority. I like just started.
Right.
I had just started at that store. One of them was drinking in the store, and I was like, this is weird. And I just sat there quietly in the corner while they were all like hanging out. And they had this rubber band ball like in the store.
Yeah.
And one kid was like, bet you I can put it through the ceiling. And they're like, no, you can't. And I was like, this is going to be good. And he takes it and he bounces it on the ground and it goes right through the ceiling. And then he got fired immediately after because he did a lot of bad things that day. But that wasn't me. Worst thing I've done, I don't think I never did anything really bad. I played games on company time a lot. But, we had downtime.
Yeah.
I told the kid to go F himself. Because there was the middle school right there.
Oh, yeah.
So I had a lot of problems
Yeah.
with kids. So I told a little kid to go F himself. That was really the worst. And I don't remember why, but I'm sure he deserved it. Also, you can't get the new PlayStation Plus free games yet.
Okay.
But you can still get Titan Souls.
Okay.
So if you're on the computer right now, go to store.playstation.com and make sure you get Titan Souls for free because it is an awesome game.
So these are probably like kicking, the new one's probably kicking next week. You don't get every game?
No.
I do.
I know. I should, but...
Yeah. I used to not, but then like...
Because you don't even have to download it. You just have to add it to your cart.
You have to go through the whole like transaction and stuff, but...
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to download it to your system.
Yeah.
You can just let it sit there.
Yeah, no, I make sure, because like there was I didn't do that in the beginning, but then like I missed like some games that like I probably should have got, so like now I get everything.
That might be an issue. Remember, our little segment
Yes.
where we always forget where we like to go through all of our games? Because
Right.
adding those, you're just gonna have a bunch of games.
Well,
that we haven't played.
here's the thing. I don't count those on my list. Because
okay. That's a good idea.
I
Yeah.
only count like games I'm actually like spending money on.
Good. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, PlayStation Plus games that we've played should be on the list. Definitely.
I guess.
Definitely. Because that's a talking point. For
Yeah.
the record, there's a segment on the podcast sometimes where we go through our library and pick a random game.
We haven't been doing it in a while.
I haven't been doing it a lot,
But
but
we're looking to bring it back.
Looking to bring it back in a fun
new,
way.
unique way. Stay tuned. Subscribe to this channel if you want to know more. I
anything,
winked for the audio podcast listeners.
anything else? Because we gotta wrap it up. Talked a
No,
little too long about GameStop.
I'm good. I'm done.
Okay, guys, this is the part where you talk to us in the chat.
Yes.
Like you have been this whole time anyway. Or using the hashtag Wulff Den Live on Twitter, which I don't think anybody did. Fred, it's only ever Fred.
Good old.
Oh,
Fred.
and Simone Steak.
All right.
Fred, y'all gonna need any references? No, he's referring to the what's it called? The thumbnail stream that I do after the podcast over on twitch.tv/Bob Wulff. And if you spell that wrong, you deserve to not see it. Simone Stig says over on Twitter, who would you like to see direct the Solo Batman and Flash films? Didn't we say that already?
Well, we said who they're looking at.
And do you think they will be delayed? I absolutely think
They will definitely be delayed. Flash, definitely. I mean, Matt Reeves would be pretty good. I think he would be a really good choice for that. I like to see him do more than just the two Planet of the Apes movies, although those are excellent. I'm thinking back to when they were going to do Man of Steel originally. There was like a short list of directors, and Zack Snyder wasn't on it. And then the next day, Zack Snyder got the job. So it was people like Matt Reeves and Darren Aronofsky and Duncan Jones and like a couple of other people with like indie cred who like were looking to do the next big thing in their career, something along those lines. I know Duncan Jones directed Warcraft, but like I'm willing to let that slide. I don't think a lot of that was his fault.
Somebody left a really long comment on last week's Wulff Den Live, which is
Okay.
also a way you can talk to us. And it got marked as spam, and it doesn't give me an option to not mark it as spam.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of problems with
It's just because it's a long comment. And it says there's 2 held for review, and it's nothing short.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of want to read this from
Okay.
Irish Jester. Sorry, but I gotta disagree with you guys about it being better if Xbox is making a new generation rather than iterative. Did we say it was better?
I said it was better.
I think I said it would be fine with me. I don't necessarily.
I
think better is,
I think
is
it's
a little harsh.
I think it's better if they just do a next generation rather than an iteration.
I might have said better. In the fact that the PS4 Pro isn't doing well.
Right.
It's better for the company, not better for us.
Right.
I think it would be better for Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me make that clear.
What's he saying?
Does PC get new generations, or is it iteration when you upgrade PC? This is not. This is not PC. This is a freaking game console.
That's the thing. Like PC and console, like they're two, yes, they do similar things, but they're two different machines. The point of a console is you buy it once, you put it in under your TV, and then you forget about it for the next 5 to 6 years. A PC, yes, you can upgrade it every 2 months or whatever,
but you don't.
But you don't have to. That's.
Well, I mean, you do have to with a PC. You kind of have to upgrade it.
Yeah, but like that's what PCs are for, like to be upgraded and modded. That's for people who want to do those things.
Right.
Console is for people who don't want to do those things. It's like the difference between getting an NES Classic and building one out of a Raspberry Pi. Like, yeah, technically the Raspberry Pi option is, you get more games, it's more powerful, you can have other systems, you can add and subtract it at your leisure.
I just want the NES Classic for pure novelty.
The NES Classic, you put it on their TV, it's got 30 games. It's got probably the 30 games I would want to play on the NES anyway. There you go.
A new generation just means that the reset architecture, UI, and storefronts in the past before online connectivity, updating, and better returns on hardware improvement than having hardware generations made sense. I'm having a hard time understanding that. I don't think it's you. I think it's me. With modern online updating, diminishing returns on hardware improvements, and using x86 architecture, it makes no sense to make a new generation unless they want to artificially lock games to a specific hardware model, to force you into rebuying games and forcing upgrades to play new games. Yeah, I completely agree that using x86 architecture means that it's a lot more flexible.
Yes, absolutely.
However, they definitely do and should want to lock games to a specific hardware model.
Well, okay, there's that, but then there's also, I get the whole making sure whatever game you buy now will work for every console in the future. Like when Microsoft announced the Scorpio, they said any Xbox game you buy will work on Xbox One, Xbox One S, and Scorpio. Like, I get that. Like, that's important, and I think, more game companies should, return to that mentality. And x86 architecture is probably the best way to do that. But, everything else, it doesn't have to be iterative.
PC uses x86 architecture and is iterative and doesn't experience this issue. It's forward compatible. Yeah, that's how games should be. Games aren't locked to a specific hardware model, losing access to own games of you upgrade. Games have lower settings to run on lower hardware. Yes, eventually you'll need to update hardware because a game's minimum specs require it, but you can wait until it's financially feasible. You aren't artificially forced to upgrade to a specific PC model every few years. That is not particularly true.
I want to say a story.
Okay. I'm going to stop reading this comment now. It's a good argument.
Yes.
And there's a lot more to it. I wish I could put it on. I wish I could approve it. I'll figure out how to approve it. Right. But it's worth a read if I can figure out how to approve it.
A while back, I had a home theater PC. And I bought the Max Payne trilogy on it. Because I really like Max Payne 1, really like Max Payne 3. Haven't played Max Payne 2, and I wanted to. So I bought the trilogy. I'm going to play Max...
That was my old computer, and that computer cost me about $800.
Yeah.
Just want to put that. No, $600.
I'm going to play Max Payne 2. It won't open. Why won't it open? This is a fairly modern computer. Max Payne 2 is like 10 years old. After scouring forums, I found out that I have to put the computer into single core mode.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, as opposed to I found it at a play and trade for PS2. I put it in the PS2, and I'm playing Max Payne 2. Like, okay, so like a PC will play games from the past. Yeah, but you might have to work on it, a little bit to get it working.
It took me a really long time to figure out how to play Rainbow Six 3 on a modern computer.
Yeah,
or it wasn't even it was a Windows 8 computer.
Yeah,
it took me a really long time to figure out how to do it.
Like, okay, yeah, it may be games on PC may be forward compatible, but that doesn't mean the PC you have is backwards compatible.
That is a very good way to put it.
Yeah.
Also, I've always had PCs that weren't top of the line.
Yeah.
I always opted for like a budget graphics card.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to say budget because they were still pretty expensive.
Like a mid-range, I guess you could call it.
Like $200, $300 graphics card, which a lot of people would say is budget, but that's a lot of money for a part in a computer.
Yeah.
Especially something that's not supposed to cost the same amount as a console.
Yeah.
And I always found myself at the bottom of the rung when it came to running modern games.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I could run the game fine, but like just fine. Like I wouldn't have I'd be running everything at medium settings.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not ideal at all.
Yeah.
And then you have a console. My consoles cost a little bit more than my graphics card, or they cost less than a top of the line graphics card. Even the graphics card I have now, which I bought used from a friend for $200, is a $500 graphics card.
Jeez.
That's so much more than my PS4 costs.
Yeah.
I would not spend $500 on this graphics card. That's insane. $200 is worth it, but like, I had to get it from a friend.
Like, if you're into tinkering with PC and like upgrading your stuff and playing, like,
there's nothing wrong with that.
That's fine.
I used to build PCs. I still do. I used to be a primarily PC gamer for a long time.
It's just, I don't have the patience for that.
I understand there is a market for somebody to want a game console and PC because for a while I didn't have a lot of money. I needed a PC and I needed someone to play games on. And this was just a 2-in-1, because I did a lot. I do a lot of Photoshop. I do a lot of Premiere work. So like, it's good to have a PC that could do a lot of different things. Yeah. That is powerful enough to do a lot of different things. Yeah. But if you don't want to screw around, which I don't anymore, I do not want to screw around with this thing. I want it to just work. It's good to have a console. Yeah. Because then you just pop the game in and it works. And you know it's going to work. You don't have to go to can I run it, will it run.com and see if it runs. We spent way too long on that.
We did. Real quick from last week, Fred Bushy asked, Bob, do you prefer thick May or New Year May? May.
May. It is May.
Yeah.
He is referring to how in the New Year skin, she appears a little skinnier. To be honest, I don't think there is a difference. And that's kind of what I was getting at in my video. Yeah. I think she literally just took her jacket off because she has a thick jacket. Yeah. I don't think she's actually skinnier. I just think she appears a little skinnier. Yeah. So I don't have a preference. I think that they're the same person.
Right. He asked me, how do you feel about the new Young Animal taking over for Vertigo and pretty much filling the same space? I don't understand why they launched Young Animal when they should have just made it. I guess they launched Young Animal to be like hip and cool and modern, but like Vertigo is floundering, which is sad because Vertigo was one of the best comic publishers out there. So they really should have just had Gerard Way take over Vertigo instead of launching his own thing.
MG13 is imagining Bob telling a kid to F off.
Muhammad Hader from last week. When you inevitably become a huge deal, what will your fans be called? Wolfies? Wolfers?
Furries.
Wolf butts? No.
Furries.
No. Probably it will be a wolf pun. We'll figure that out.
You know what? I always thought brothers.
Wolf brothers?
Yeah, Wolf brothers.
That works.
I like that.
Yeah. That's
Wolf
good.
brothers.
What about the girls?
They're also brothers.
Okay.
I guess we should say brothers and sisters.
Wolf brothers
but statistically,
right,
they're all brothers.
Right.
95% of them.
I just don't want to trigger anybody.
Right. Wolf brothers, sisters, and other.
Yeah. Gilbert asked from last week, plot twist, Jar Jar Binks is the Last Jedi. Why do you think nobody's talking about him over the last few years? Also, Rey is reincarnated Watto from The Phantom Menace.
I have a good meme that I want to share with you, Will.
Okay.
It is a picture of Jar Jar, and it says, Mesothelioma. Woo!
I do want to follow up from last week. Investigative reporter and the voice of Olaf from Frozen, Josh Gad, is still trying to pry information out of Daisy Ridley. And so, like, they're going over the script, and he's apologizing for what he did last week.
You know, I'm not going to play it.
Yeah.
But it's good.
And he's like, okay, so we got some notes from our director, Kevin. So for this line, he wants you to say who the Last Jedi is, who Rey's parents are, and whether or not Finn is paralyzed. And then she walks out of his trailer.
He's like, please don't do this. It's so good. Let's go to Josh Gad's Twitter.
Yeah.
I like how you said investigative reporter.
Well, yeah, he's doing investigative journalism right here.
Mikachu says, for years, people have talked about digital killing hard copy. With the Switch and its carts, do you see that still happening? I, for one, rather have hard copy that loads rather than waiting to download. I feel that digital is better. I have a hard time giving up my collection though, because I like physically having it also. But I know that it's better, especially in a portable console, to be able to have all of the games with me.
Yeah.
But and I wanted the Switch to be my first all digital console. Right. I was gonna make the Switch.
There you go.
But I forgot that I had already pre-ordered Sonic Mania. The collector's edition.
Yeah.
So I will have one Switch game.
Right.
Physical. That means I will have one.
Well,
that means I will need a spot on my bookshelf for Switch games.
Wait, because that's coming out on the other consoles digitally.
What?
Sonic Mania is coming out on the other consoles digital only. When you buy the collector's edition, you get a download card.
This helps a lot.
Yeah.
This is good news.
So
I'm going to look that up right now.
Is it? I mean, as far as I know, I would imagine that's still being the same with the Switch.
Sonic Mania. Well, what is... Bleh. This is it. Currently unavailable. Ooh. I think you're right.
Yeah, because that's like a download card.
Collector's card with download key.
There you go.
Still all digital, baby.
It's weird.
I just have to buy a 128 gigabyte friggin' drive.
Because like I'm mostly digital on Xbox One, but I still find myself buying like a physical copy here and there. Like I have.
You know why? Because they're cheaper sometimes.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of times.
Yeah.
Especially
which
on
sucks, but you know, because I don't want it, but you know what happens. I saw a question in today's chat that I wanted to answer.
MDB says, I literally only bought both the PS3 and PS4 for wrestling games. And now they come out on PC. So that's awesome. You have to see his video where he recreates us in WWE 2017.
Yo, because 2016 was free on Xbox Games of Gold, and I tried to create it myself, and I'm a little disappointed in it.
You have to. He did a very good job.
I gotta check that out.
And he also said, I'm the type of guy who just keeps my PC up to date and buys Nintendo consoles for my console gaming needs. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's people like us who don't want to screw around with that.
Ink Knight Vigilante.
Also, link that video in the chat.
Yes. Any thoughts on Jeff Johns possibly writing a new Watchmen comic? I'm okay if he wants to do like, you know, maybe like a small mini series or like do whatever he's planning from Rebirth, like have that be a big blowout. If he were to do a new ongoing, that's not okay. DC needs to like cool it with Watchmen, I think. I mean, I really like what they did with Rebirth. I thought that was really clever, but they need to like, I feel like between the movie and the prequel comics, even though like some of them weren't bad, they're devaluing the original. And they can't do that.
I'm going to rapid fire some of these. Common Boy says, I like Wulff Den. I kind of like that. That's too. Good. Tevia, Bob, any opinion on Resident Evil 7? I really, really want to play it.
Me too.
Especially because I have VR.
Yeah.
But I don't know when I'm going to.
Yeah, I downloaded the demo. I haven't got a chance to it, even though like I'm really excited for it.
Muhammad says, will Nintendo have a decent online store? Their UI usually sucks. I have a video on Nintendo UI from a while ago
Mm-hmm.
because I agree that their Nintendo's UI is usually garbage. I think they will have a decent online store. I think their UI will still suck. AJ says 200 gigabytes SanDisk for under $70 on Amazon.
Yeah.
You should link me to that.
LGN Assassin Late Night Gaming. What's up? You guys are awesome. Are great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
As I butcher the comment you left.
Thank you for being here. Somebody subscribed. Green Squad, thank you for the sub. Buddy.
Mikachu says Wolf Cubs.
No. Furries or nothing.
Tevia says, any opinion on the Superman Reborn event that's coming out real soon? I'm excited. I hope that answers the question of why Clark Kent and Superman are two different people. And I really like the new outfit they gave him. It is getting closer to the classic Superman look that they should have never gotten rid of.
All right. Is that it? I think that's it.
Yeah, that's good.
Guys, thank you for being here. Don't forget, if you're not here, you can leave a comment using the hashtag Wulff Den Live, or you can leave a comment on the previous week's YouTube video, and we will talk to it in the next week.
In addition to
or in this YouTube video right now.
In addition to catching this on YouTube, youtube.com/WulffDen, you can listen to this in audio format on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play. And if you listen to us there, please rate us and review us, because that helps us with placement on those respective stores.
Sorry, I'm modding people in the chat right now.
Go for it.
So you talk about SoundCloud.
Oh, yeah, I did all that.
Stay here to this channel because we're going to be adding another show.
Yes, we will.
Probably.
Not a wrestling show. I know you're all really disappointed that it's not going to be a wrestling show.
Should do that too. But
I did, yeah.
But we're going to be adding a new show. It's going to be pretty modular, so we don't expect it consistently. But I want to spice things up.
Yeah, we're 2017 is a year of change. I'm getting married, and this channel is going through some things.
Yes. So thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out.
As always,
we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Don't forget to leave a like on the video, comment, talk to us. That's the important part. Oh,
yes.
And I will be live on Twitch in about an hour. Twitch.tv/BobWolff. Somebody put that in the chat. Thank you guys. See you later.
Bye. Goodbye.